Costumed Vikings were a common sight at Moorforge Viking Settlement on Sunday for a special day of storytelling.
So today is the winner's day of the Moorforge Viking Writing competition, which was launched in June, and it was inspired by a video that we helped the Beacon shoot to promote an exhibition that they had, which was on tour from Whitehaven. We asked people to send in submissions of poems and lyrics and stories that showed the Viking settlers to this area in a new light, in a refreshing way.
The competition sponsor says the time period and legend are well suited to live storytelling.
No written history, so it was all about storytelling. So the Norse culture and the Scandinavian culture is very, very rich in tales and humour and explaining everything. Everything around us was explained through some story or another.
And the characters have been long lasting, from the sagas right through to the films that we're watching now.
It really brings history alive, doesn't it? If you engage kids especially, but also the adults, to write a story. They've been through the exhibition, they might have come out here. They might have visited the Solway, which, on a day like today, you can just imagine the Vikings here, can't you?
The competition had judges who work with similar material all the time, such as one who translates Scandinavian ballads and sagas.
There's lots of different kind of styles. Some of them are prose, some of them are poetic, and some of them are very much to do with the Viking life, and some of them are to do with the gods, and some of them are much more storytelling like. So it's, and there's a big, Cumbrian connection as well, in that you've got a lot of the place names and so on is all from Norse.
A project in Europe led to the building of the Forge, which in turn led to the traditional longhouse which makes up the educational Moorforge Viking Settlement site.
Steve came in initially as part of the music nights because he's a musician. Then he said, "Oh, this would be good. Let's do some storytelling or whatever with the Norse theme," and he's linked it in really nicely with Moorforge. So it's a good tie-in that gets Moorforge to appeal to a wider audience. People who might not be interested so much in the Vikings, but they like to be entertained. So it's sort of that crossover between the history side of it and entertainment, and it fits in really well with what we're doing here. Yeah.
We spoke to a few of the winners of the children's category, some of whom had come in from as far as Yorkshire to be there.
My poem was about Vikings, how they lived, and just like the farmers and people that went out in war and stuff. I were at the Beacon with my grandma because it was school holidays, and I came across it and I thought, why not?
Mine was about 9 princesses, and one of them had to be queen when the king died. My dad told me about it because he entered as well.
It was breathtaking because I didn't think I'd get it performed.
It was exciting because I didn't think I would win, because I normally just make things up when I do my stories.
Oh, it was amazing. I was really happy. I get to spend a night in the Viking longhouse just there, on a date of my choosing, and I am really looking forward to it. The thing that I wrote was Starstruck, a saga of 6. It was about a meteorite that had crashed to Earth, and then the metal formed an axe, and then it was the tail of the axe. All the way, and the names of each of its owners were the names of the different Viking numbers, 1 to 6. Well, I had a holiday in Orkney, and I was sat in a hot tub watching the Northern Lights, and I came up with the idea of Fimmum, a shade of a man, who's so pale that when he died and his ghost came back, nobody noticed the difference.
The Viking Age ended nearly 1,000 years ago, but the likes of Thor, Loki and Odin were once again brought to life near the Solway coast. Kieran McFadgen, That's TV.